electrical nature of charge. Now, based on these two particular points, we build up subsequent atomic models, and the another model which came after John Dalton's atomic model, it is J.J. Thomson atomic model. Let's go briefly into it. We just need to have a background of it so that we can understand Bohr's atomic model in great detail. Now, this Thomson atomic model is also known as plum pudding model. Now, in this model, J.J. Thomson gave the first idea regarding structure of atom. The model is known after him as Thomson's atomic model. According to his model, whole of the positive charge is distributed uniformly in the form of a sphere. Negatively charged particles called electrons are arranged within this sphere here and there. The model is also popularly known as plum pudding model. Every electron is attracted towards the center of uniformly charged sphere while they exert a force of repulsion upon each other. The electrons get themselves arranged in such a way that the force of repulsion are exactly balanced. When distributed, electrons vibrate to and fro within the atom and cause the emission of visible infrared and ultraviolet light. Now, in this model, we could explain the electrical neutrality of atom. We could explain many other observed facts regarding atom, but there was a fact which was available from spectrum of hydrogen atom that we get many spectral lines. Now, this atomic model had a failure, and this failure was that it could not explain that why we get many spectral lines in the spectrum of any atom. Now, according to this model, when a charged particle is oscillating to and fro, so we know from the fundamentals of electrodynamics that oscillating charged particle will emit radiation, and these radiations will have frequency as that of frequency of oscillation. So, according to Thomson model, which is also known as plum pudding model, it is expected that every atom will emit spectral line of single frequency. And we know it from the spectrum of hydrogen atom and from the spectrum of many atoms that this is not the case. When we study the emission spectrum of different atoms, we find that there are many spectral lines. Now, this experimentally observed fact could not be explained by Thomson atomic model. Therefore, this model was discarded. So here in this Thomson atomic model, it was assumed that electrons are scattered here and there, and the positive charge is distributed uniformly throughout the volume of sphere to account for the atomic neutrality. Now we move to the another atomic model, and it is Rutherford atomic model, and this atomic model became the basis for the Bohr's atomic model, and this atomic model was based on Rutherford alpha scattering experiment. So let's enter into Rutherford alpha scattering experiment. So in this Rutherford alpha scattering experiment, alpha particles were taken up, and these alpha particles were scattered by thin metal foil, and it was a gold foil. A radioactive source which was radon of alpha particle was placed in a lead box having a narrow opening as shown in the figure. This source emits alpha particles in all possible directions. However, only a narrow beam of alpha particle emerged from the lead box, the rest being absorbed by the lead box. This beam of alpha particles is made incident on the gold foil, whose thickness is only 1 micron, that is 10 to the power -6 meter. When passing through the metal foil, the alpha particles get scattered through different angles. Now these particles fall on fluorescent screen, producing a tiny flash on the screen This can be easily viewed by a low power microscope in a dark room.